Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to harvest crystals from the Lipidic Cubic Phase and Lipidic Sponge Phase. I think you must be familiar with the Lipidic Cubic Phase by this time point, as you are now looking forward how to harvest crystals from the LCP. I have devised a method by myself which I find is a lot easier compared to the already existing tedious LCP crystal harvesting. So this is the method what I have devised myself in my lab and had been very successful with it. So before ever you try to harvest your own crystals of the membrane protein that you're working on, try first of all or getting used to this harvesting technique with lysozyme crystals. I think that's the best way to make yourself trained and experienced to harvest LCP or crystals from the Lipidic Cubic Phase or from the Lipidic Sponge Phase. So first now I'll go through the series of steps that you have to follow in order to harvest crystals from the Lipidic Cubic Phase, and then I'll follow up with the crystal harvesting from the Lipidic Sponge Phase. So here again is the cavity where you have the precipitin and then the bolus in the center. First you have to score two lines. Why do you have to score two lines? The importance of that will be dealt later. So after scoring two lines with that of the sharp pen tool, then you have to make a circle around the cavity, and so which means that you score a line so that you see the glass getting cut. You have to score lines that it is so gentle so that you don't ditch the cavity, and if you ditch, the precipitin will then flow towards where the cut is, and you lose the bolus completely. So after scoring the first circle, you again score and second circle. Once you score a second circle, then you scrub at the between the two circles that you have made earlier. As you scrub with the sharp pen tool, you would get shreds of glass pieces in and around where you can wipe it off intermittently with a tissue paper. So you should continue scrubbing and until you see this form. So once you see this form, you would tend to see that this part of the glass now tends to move. So this is how it looks after you wipe off with the tissue paper. Now this part of the glass of the cavity can now be taken out with the help of a tweezers. It is better to have a tweezers which is of a curved shape because that would be very much helpful, and it would be easy for you to pick the glass pieces out. So now this part of the cavity, the glass piece can be removed. Now the cavity is now exposed, and then you can take this thin glass piece out again with the tweezers. So this can be very gently done. So now you can see the importance of scoring the two lines in the beginning, because if you had scored one line and when you scrub around, if in case there is a crack that happens, it might ramify into your bolus, which is not good. So it is better to first score two lines so that even though if the cracks from your ramify to this part of the glass, it won't protrude to the next cut. So now the thin glass can be removed, and then now you can start scrubbing the other side of the cavity again as you have done previously. And this is now after scrubbing how it looks. Now this part of the cavity can now be exposed by removing the glass completely and exposing the bolus for crystal harvest. So this is how it finally looks once the bolus is completely exposed. So you can immediately act upon before the phase changes, and harvest the crystals if in case it happens. So if the LCP is stable, then you don't have to worry about it. So this is all for LCP. So let's now look how to harvest the crystals from the lipidic sponge phase. So it's the same procedure as for the lipidic cubic phase. In the lipidic sponge phase, the problem is that the precipitant along with the bolus is more fluidic, so it is very much hard to harvest the crystals from the lipidic sponge phase. So the first step is to score two lines again and score a circle around. So now again score a second circle around and then scrub the right hand part of the cavity. So it's the same as before. So you wipe off with the tissue to remove the shreds of glass pieces. Now remove this glass piece with the tweezers, exposing the cavity, and then the thin glass piece in the middle. And now since the bolus is the precipitant with the bolus is much more fluidic, you have to wick off the precipitant solution first before you completely open this part of the cavity. So with the help of tissue or with a wick, you can remove all the precipitant off. You see the precipitant is being taken up by the wick, and then once you remove almost 90% of the precipitant solution, then you can take the wick off. So this is how it looks after completely taking off the precipitant. You see the bolus has shifted from this point to this point. Maybe the crystals which have settled down at the bottom, you might lose those crystals because the bolus will swim along with the precipitant solution when you wick off. So now it's the time to scrub the other part of the glass and expose the bolus completely so that you can fish at the end. So you have to have a lot of practice before trying to harvest crystals from your own LSP or LCP bolus. So this is a quick view again of all the steps. And that's it. So good luck on fishing your own membrane protein crystals, and thanks for watching.